Folks, this is something that was brought to me a number of years ago, which I did not know. Those of you guys remember, old enough to remember, Rabbi Kahane came to the United States after moving to Israel. He came to visit the United States, and he gave a speech at the Marriott Marquis in New York on November 5th, 1990. During the Q&A, he was gunned down by a man by the name of El Said Nosser, who was an Egyptian national. El Said Nosser was a follower of this imam by the name of Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman. They called him the blind sheikh. During the trial of Rabbi Kahane's murder, during Said Nosser's trial, Omar Abdel Rahman raised money for El Said Nosser's defense from none other than Osama bin Laden. Fast forward to 1993, the World Trade Center bombing. Two men who were, again, followers of Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman. One of them was named Salameh. His last name was Salameh. Salameh was one of El Said Nosser's accomplices in the murder of Rabbi Kahane. Folks, do you know what all of this means? What this means is that Al-Qaeda's first attack on American soil was not September the 11th, 2001. Al-Qaeda's first attack on American soil was November 5th, 1990. The murder of Rabbi Kahane. So you guys have to understand something. All of these things are connected. All of these things are connected. If you look at what Osama bin Laden actually said after the attack of September the 11th, he said, one of the things he said, we would like to get back Al-Andalus in Spain. Folks, this was a global Islamic battle. Rabbi Kahane understood that. Rabbi Kahane was a warrior on the forefront of that. He wrote books about, one book in particular called They Must Go, highlighting, outlining, enumerating all of the instances of just Arab citizens of Israel who wanted to dismantle Israel. Organizations, individuals, people in universities, politicians. We're talking about people who live in places like Haifa, Nazareth, Al-Fahim, Jerusalem, Jaffa. We're not talking about the PA, we're not talking about Hamas. We're talking about those people. And folks, over the years, since Rabbi Kahane's murder, even before that, but especially since, we've seen examples, we've seen proof of what he was talking about. And folks, as we can see, you go around Europe, you go around America. They just had a conference in Dearborn, Michigan, where they literally talked about this idea called America. You can look at the tapes. The idea called America has to go. It has to be dismantled. It has to be destroyed. Folks, this is not about quote-unquote free Palestine. This is about the international or the global literal caliphate. One of those arms was Al-Qaeda, the other arm is whatever, Hamas, ISIS, Hezbollah on the Shiite side, Iran. You can go on and on, even though they are bitter enemies with each other, but they all have one goal, guys. So people talk about Rabbi Kahane was this, Rabbi Kahane was that. Folks, Rabbi Kahane understood what was going on globally. He understood that, and he understood that Israel is the front line of that. And this is precisely why Al-Qaeda had to find him and gun him down in a New York hotel, one evening. Folks, it wasn't a Palestinian, it wasn't Hamas, it wasn't Hezbollah, it wasn't the PA. It was an Egyptian guy whose defense was funded by none other than Osama bin Laden himself, my friends. So before we ever had guys flying planes into buildings, guys, we had the murder of one of the most, really, we don't have prophecy anymore. But we had the murder of one of the most prophetic leaders the Jewish people have had. And I'm excluding for a second, for the purposes of this video, I'm excluding the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And by the way, folks, the Lubavitcher Rebbe said, when Rabbi Kahane was murdered, the Lubavitcher Rebbe famously said, Klal Israel lost an amazing, great leader today, who will never come around again, the likes of which we'll never see again, folks. So, we understand what's going on, folks. This is not a localized conflict. This is not something about Free Palestine this and Free Palestine that. This is global, guys. Look around the world. Look at Europe. Look at Australia. Look at Canada. Look at certain parts of America. Right next door over here where I'm at. Rabbi Kahane understood it. Great leaders understand the big picture. And for that, they will be hunted down. We saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. Similar story. He was saying things, and he was shot because he said things. That's what happens to great leaders, folks. Oftentimes. All right. Talk to you soon.